So today we're going to be reviewing the brand new Anastasia Beverly Hills Cosmos eyeshadow palette. You guys, it recently launched this week. I got it on expedited order and it arrived in the mail today, and I could not wait to review it and let you know if you really need this eyeshadow palette. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, how you doing? Oh my gosh, I just got off work and it's been a very long, busy day. If you hear dogs barking, I am so sorry. The guys are outside, but Norm taking a nap on the back of the couch. But yes, how are you doing? My name is Kat. Welcome to my channel. I love reviewing makeup and skincare products for over 50 women. And I'm sorry, no, I'm not sorry. I couldn't wait to test out this eyeshadow palette. I know there's been recent launches of new eyeshadow palettes. I know the Natasha Denona Yucca palette came out, but for some reason, the Cosmos palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills, to me, just looks so fun, so pretty. There's a lot of metallics. There's a lot of neutral tones, and that's what really drew me in. And since it's summertime, I thought it'd be fun to play with pops of colors and shimmers and let you know by the end of the video if it's worth your money and if you actually need it. I've already got all of my complexion products on. If you're curious about any of the products that I have on my face, I'll be sure to list them down in the description box below. And I've already prepped my eyes with Anastasia Beverly Hills. I went ahead, I found a sample size of their eye primers. So eyes have been primed, and yeah, so let's get into it. On my lunch break, this was like 4 hours ago, I kind of swatched all the neutral colors. Now it retails for $55. It is a 12-pan eyeshadow palette. There are 5 mattes, 3 duochromes, and 4 shimmers. Now this is available on the ABH website. It's also available at Ulta. I did not know that. I could have gotten Ulta points, but seriously, ABH came through. I got it within like 2 or 3 days, so that's why I couldn't wait to film this video. So I did check the Sephora website, but I didn't see it on there, but you never know, it might show up there. And this is also made in the US. Now, I have reviewed the ABH Nouveau palette. I really like that eyeshadow palette. It's very ethereal. It has really nice neutral shades in this, but this one really spoke to me because the neutrals are super deep. And at first I thought, oh my gosh, there's not going to be a really good transitional shade in there. You know me, I love a good transitional shade. But when I was swatching Space Dust, oh my gosh, so buttery. So I'm going to turn my lights down so you can actually see how the shades are represented. And it is the golden hour here in Tennessee, so you're going to see very well. Space Dust, Comet, Eclipse. Oh my gosh, these are so pretty and so buttery. Okay, so this is Space Dust, Comet, Eclipse. Gorgeous. Oh, that's a random shade right there. Mars, Dark Matter. Ooh, Mars. Ooh, that's gorgeous. That's almost like a dark clay color. And then Dark Matter, which at first it doesn't swatch great at first, but let's give her another swatch. And I'm going in really super light. It's almost like a dark burgundy, almost dark purple. But yeah, these are the matte shades. And as you can see, they're very usable, very neutral. So that's what really caught my eye because they're neutral. You guys, this blue is too fun. It's called Super Cluster. We've got Sun, Orion, Mercury, Quasar, Galaxy, and this gorgeous shade of lavender called Supernova. Oh my gosh, these feel so good. Sun, which is like a gold coppery shade. We've seen that shade before, tons and tons of times. Orion to me looks really pretty. And then you've got Mercury, which is a slate gray. Super Cluster. Oh, that's super pretty. It's like a really sky blue, but it also has little green flecks in it. Sun, which is like a coppery shade. Again, a shade that's been done before. Orion on my crusty elbow. Ooh, that's pretty. That's gorgeous. And Mercury, I think this is the duochrome. It's very silvery, very dramatic, very pretty. Quasar, that's very pretty. But it does remind me of certain shades. It's very ethereal. It kind of reminds me of one of the shades in the Nouveau palette. This one I'm excited about. This is Galaxy. Oh, that is dark. Supernova. It's like a lavender with little flecks. This one is a little patchy, but those are the rest of the shimmers. Not bad with the swatches. Very interesting palette. It's just different, and that's what I like about it. So I'm gonna start out with Space Dust, okay? And I thought this would be a really dark shade. Let's see how it looks on the lid. I'm just gonna take it on a BK Beauty brush and use it as my transitional shade. This is a very misleading eyeshadow palette because I thought all the mattes are just super dark, and I was like, wait a minute, what's gonna happen if you don't have a good transitional shade? This, wow, Space Dust is a perfect transitional shade. You need something that's neutral, that's gonna go on easily. This is the perfect shade. It just has a little bit of pigment where you could just throw it all over the lid. Oh, that's lovely. Let's see how dusty it is. Not a lot of kickback from what I'm used to. The Nouveau palette had a great deal of kickback, but this one, I think the formula feels a little different. I don't know, I could be going crazy. Now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take a smaller brush and I wanna go in with Comet and see if we can deepen up. Not so bad. Deepen up that crease and add a little bit more definition. I'm just going right above my crease because I do have hooded eyes. I mean, at 56, I have hooded eyes. It's just a fact of life. I'm just taking a little bit of that Comet and deepening up the crease above so we can see the actual shade. Oh, this is lovely. And since my left eye is a little more hooded, I do have to make adjustments for it. So I do want to put a little bit more pigment right where that hood falls. You see that flap of skin? Ooh, nice, huh? But yeah, this is blending out effortlessly. Wow, I didn't think I was gonna like this. I really didn't. But this is really pleasantly shocking me. I don't know, you guys. Wow. I didn't think I would need this palette, but I'm starting to think differently. This is super pretty. Gosh, I do love Eclipse. That is so, so pretty, that dark plummy color. Now this one, it didn't swatch that great, but I'm gonna give it a whirl. I'm gonna give it a whirl. I need to find a really good packing brush. Slightly clean. It's almost clean. This is gonna be, I'm gonna take it on my Refer 2 brush. I'm gonna take Eclipse. Oh, this is like an aubergine, eggplant shade. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stamp it on the outer thirds of my eye. Ooh, ow, that's pretty. Oh my gosh, okay. Eclipse does have some fallout right through there. And I'm just trying to pack that on. But that is such a pretty color. And I'm just carefully stamping that on. And you know what? I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna do it in almost like a V shape because I want to really check out how these perform. Yeah, there's significant fallout with this particular shade, but you know what? We can easily brush that away. And since my left eye is a little bit more hooded, I want to put a little bit more pigment right on that hood so I can recess it back. A little bit patchy, I ain't gonna lie. This is one of my favorite colors in the eyeshadow palette, this eyeshadow palette, and it's not behaving. Oh, behave. Now I'm gonna take a clean brush and I really just want to buff that out and soften up those edges. Ooh, yes. That's pretty. Isn't that pretty? Now I'm gonna take a pencil brush and I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Space Dust, a little bit of Comet, tap off the excess, and I've already got fallout through here from Eclipse. So I'm just gonna smoke that out and try not to poke myself in the eye. I get so excited with new eyeshadow palettes, like I need another one, but I love reviewing them for you and see if it's really worth your money. Because I mean, how many eyeshadow palettes does a woman need? In my case, a bunch. I really love the shade Orion. I really want to pop that all over the lid and see how that looks. Oh, okay. That is super pretty. Now, if you are not into shimmers and you're not into glitter, the majority of the eyeshadow palette are shimmers. There is definitely glitter in Orion. But yeah, isn't that like another solar system? Orion, what is that? I was so bad at like space and science. This is really, really pretty. I think I went a little too heavy-handed with it. Orion does have fallout. Definite fallout. I have glitter right through here. But this is gorgeous. Are you kidding me? If you like pinks, I think this is super pretty. Same clean brush. I'm just gonna clean up those lines. The glitter is literally flying off my eyes. Now I'm gonna go back with that Rephr and just kind of clean that up, deepen it up, because that glitter is just everywhere. I gotta turn down my lights for this. You gotta see this. Do you see all the glitter fallout? By the way, I'm testing out a new tint and moisturizer, and I can't wait to share what it is in an upcoming video. But yeah, there's so much fallout from the shimmer shades. You've been warned. I'm gonna go ahead and flick that off. This is a really, really pretty look. I think it's very dramatic. What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna go ahead and pop on some eyeliner and mascara, and I will let you know my thoughts about the new ABH Cosmos palette. And we're back. I went ahead and tightlined my upper waterline with my absolute favorite L'Oreal Infallible Gel Grip Eyeliner in brown denim. And I thought I would pump up the drama and go ahead and do a tiny wing with black eyeliner. I know, very dramatic. And I used the Revlon ColorStay Skinny eyeliner. It's this kind where it comes out with a little brush that's very precise, but was super easy to just tap along my upper lash line and draw a tiny, tiny wing. And then for mascara, I just finished it off with one of my all-time favorites from Milani, their tubing formula, the highly rated Lash extensions. I have to tell you, I'm gonna be honest with you, I am still flicking off glitter. That particular shade of Orion has an insane amount of glitter. So if you're not privy to glitter, this is probably not the eyeshadow palette for you. And on that note, I'm ready to give you my final thoughts. Now, remember, it does retail for $55. It is a 12-pan eyeshadow palette. Upon first inspection, you think, no, it's too dark. Those neutrals are not gonna work for me. The neutrals, the matte shades, were the easiest to work with. Super buttery, super easy to blend, very beginner friendly. But once you start getting into these shimmers, that's when I kind of had a mess, especially with Orion. Now, I know this is the first time I'm reviewing it. I'm going to continue to play with it, and I'm hoping the other shades aren't as glittery. If you have that fear of missing out, I went back and I looked at my Nouveau palette, and I want to show you just by side-by-side comparison. I still love the Nouveau palette, which is this one right here. It looks very pale in comparison, and you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, the Cosmos palette is very dramatic. But don't let those matte neutrals fool you. They are super easy to blend, almost more versatile than the Nouveau palette, which is kind of shocking. Now, the shimmers in the Nouveau palette are so much less glittery, a lot less fallout with the shimmer colors in the Nouveau palette. But this one, if you have a deeper skin tone, I think you're really going to enjoy the Cosmos palette. Do you really need it? If you're not into shimmers, this is not the palette for you. With the 2 duochromes and the 5 shimmer shades, you're not going to get a lot of use out of it, especially if you don't like shimmers or glitters. I say the winning pops of eyeshadow are definitely the mattes. There was a lot less kickback on these matte formulas than I experienced with the Nouveau palette, which is kind of shocking. Now, I'm definitely going to play with it more, but my eye, look how bloodshot my eye is because I got glitter in it, and I'm not even wearing contact lenses. If you like fun pops of color and you like to be daring and create dramatic looks, I think this is the palette for you. But me, I'm plain Jane. I like my neutrals. I like a one and done eyeshadow look, but I'm super glad I tested it out because I know I will be pulling from these deeper shades, these matte neutral shades, because they're just a fantastic formula. I just kind of wish they didn't have all the glitter. That's all. I mean, yeah, this might show up at TJ Maxx like 6 months down the road. Have you seen a lot of ABH palettes at TJ Maxx? I do all the time. So don't have that fear of missing out. Is it a good palette? Sure. Is it a great palette? I don't think so. My eyes are turning blood red because of the glitter. I like it. I think it's fun. I think I'll get a lot of use out of it and just playing around with it. But that's my job. I love testing out makeup for you. So those are my final thoughts on the brand new ABH Cosmos eyeshadow palette. So if you enjoy this kind of content, please consider subscribing. I would love it if you'd be a part of our family. So, mwah, mahal kita, I love you, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.
Wake up in the morning. Your thoughts are running